Yo, what's up guys? Today I want to talk about the pillars of being an entrepreneur. A lot of it is having a really fucked up work ethic, and then another pillar is being, if you want to be a really badass entrepreneur, you're one, ambitious, which was what I'm talking about, is one, having a good work ethic, and two, being able to prioritize really well. I think being able to prioritize is, or understanding what prioritization is, because there can't be two things with the same amount of priority level or the same amount of importance. Then it just makes both not important, because it's either important or not important according to your goals. So to define this, first define what are you trying to accomplish as, whatever it's entrepreneurship or not, what is actually important? What are the important activities I need to be doing every single day? Example, let's say fishing. You know, actually this is a great example and a great analogy I can use here is for fishing. The only way to catch more fish is to cast your fucking rod in the river, in the pond, or wherever, because that will increase your chances of a fish biting. The more fish bite, the higher chances of you catching a fish. Now, what doesn't fucking matter is how nice your rod is, how nice your line is, how nice your bait is, how nice the location of the pond, the river, and all these things. Yes, do they matter at a certain extent, but not to the extent that people, how do I say this? Not the level people deem it to be. And what I mean by that is a lot of people put so much more emphasis on the rod, the reel, all these things that are apart from just casting the fucking net. It's like, that's, the more times I do that, the long times I do that, the more chances I will have to catch fucking fish, which is, again, if that's your goal, to catch fish, then that's the only activity you should be doing until that happens. So that was a really long analogy for that, but it was really the importance of prioritization. It's really important to, one, know how to prioritize, know how to be like, okay, this task is more important than this task, so in this case, I will only focus on task A, which is the more important task at hand. That's a task where will work me towards my goal, which is probably make more money, or more simply, doesn't get more simple than that, is acquire more customers, which is most of you guys is how can you acquire more customers? And that is the only thing that you should be doing. And if anything else that does not fall under that umbrella is a waste of your time. And I realize this because, sometimes you would think, a lot of the things that you're doing are towards the better good for your company. Yes, some things maybe fall under the umbrella of acquiring more customers, yes, but it is not the biggest rock, the biggest needle mover in that umbrella. So for example, another great analogy is, let's say, making more offers. Let's say that's your goal, is making more offers on MLS listings on the market. Let's say that's your goal. And the process is, well, you got to pick up the phone and start dialing, just like fucking Jordan Belfort from the Wolf of Wall Street said. Pick up the phone and start dialing. What doesn't fucking matter is the script. Well, what doesn't really matter the most is the script, the specific wording, the specific tactics, the specific things. These just go better over time. It's not a primary focus right now. The primary focus is how can we increase the amount of conversations we have every single day, okay? And all the optimizations just fall in place. You do your inputs, which is usually your calls, the amount of emails sent, the amount of text messages sent, the amount of voicemails sent out, the amount of door knocks you make, the amount of, which is usually always the thing that everyone wants to avoid, is doing the boring work, is doing the mundane work, is doing the shit that you avoid. The thing that you're avoiding is the thing that you should be doing. And a lot of people kind of self-sabotage themselves. I had a call the other day, and the video actually did really well. I had a call another day with a wholesaler, and he had success. He actually did a couple deals in the past year or two. And what was happening, as well as I was diagnosed, was he was absolutely self-sabotaging himself. And I'm not trying to bash him down. And a lot of times people will take it also the wrong way. And they may feel like, you know, I'm talking in a condescending manner, or I'm trying to bash him down and not trying to have him succeed. A lot of times people mistake the reality of truth for, I don't know, something like, they mistake that for trash talk. And the last thing I want is to try to talk down someone. If it feels like that, then I do a disservice, or that you just don't have great listening skills, which is one of the greatest skills to have as an entrepreneur, is to be able to listen to someone, and more important, more specifically a salesman, if you're able to sit there and to just listen to the prospect and to listen to their problems, let them be vulnerable, let them share too many things that they wouldn't have shared if you just talked over them, and more information that you can use for leverage to talk to actually get them to sell, to get them to actually go with the sale, you know. So let's go back to the pillars now. The pillars are, one is to have a really strong work ethic. Number two is to know how to prioritize. And number three is what, not really a pillar, but a trait I see is insecurity. It's a lot of entrepreneurs don't want to talk about it, but a lot of entrepreneurs have really crippling insecurity. They a lot of times no one will talk about this because, well, it makes them look quote unquote vulnerable, which goes against the kind of, how do you say, the belief that, you know, entrepreneurs have to be strong all the time and they have to be emotionally stable all the time. And to be quite honest, you know, there's a lot of internal battles that go on, you know, that I know from, one, myself, and two, also for other people. Even though if they don't want to admit it, there's a lot of mental battles that they go through internally. You see all the people on social media, you know, living this lavish lifestyle. I promise you, the happier they look, you know, on the outside, the sadder they actually are in reality, usually internally, because they have to kind of show this fake reality to other people that they are quote unquote happy, which a lot of times is the opposite of what is reality. So that is to say, you know, entrepreneurs, or really, you know, not even entrepreneurs in general, because that's a disservice to this, just the highly driven people in general, is most of them, if not all of them, have insecurity. And if they don't have insecurity, that means they would not be highly driven. Okay, if you aren't insecure about something, you would not be driven to improve it, because that is the idea of being insecure, is because you're not comfortable with the current conditions. You want to have a better reality, a better situation for yourself or other people. That's what insecurity really is that you want more of, whether it's material things, possessions, or whether it's, you know, just want to feel better about yourself. It's just like, insecurity exists in all of us. There's no secure person. I think everyone has, you know, a certain degree of insecurity. You know, maybe, you know, there is, of course, people with, you know, very low insecurity, but there's always a level of insecurity that someone has about themselves. And if someone says, I don't care about what you think, you saying that makes you care about what someone kind of feels about you. So let me get this fucking thing.
Please welcome. Please take your ticket.
Heard there's a lot of bullshit BPAs in there. It's like the highest dose of BPAs I just got. Really sick stuff. Lost my entire train of thought. But as far as like on the business side of things, I worked on some planning stuff for our new line of product, and then more importantly, the marketing sequence for our next webinar, which we're doing on, I think, later this month. But that's really exciting. That's something I'm really looking forward to. I'm really putting all my knowledge, the things I've learned throughout the years, into like one marketing sequence, you know, hopefully getting really great show rates on it. So, you know, trying to make it as personalized as possible, because if you get personalized with your leads, they will feel more of an attachment to your thing, and then also showing up for what you're trying to say. So that's something that we're working on and improving and testing. So see you guys later.